Hello, Leo. I'm here with your general reading. Now, you can consider this can be talking about a love relationship, or commitment, or somebody single and mingling. But I'm going to really try to focus on just talking about it in a general point of view and not about this partner, that partner type of language that can be experienced in relationship readings, okay? Um, I hope that it helps out the Leo that it needs to be, that you get a chance to view it and enjoy the messages, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it, Leo, all right? So what you're starting off with is against the grain. Now, because it's in my conscious mind, I must admit that Pisces got that same card, right? Against the grain, far as being in the forefront of it. But yours, in the twist of it, is a little bit similar, different with Pisces against the grain, and yours is against the grain is inside of yourself. Um, you, it's more or less like you've been going through a lot of changes, modifications. Some of it you've been keeping it silent. Some of them you just talk to certain people about, which it's not 100% in silence, but it's more or less, it's not really public. You're not on social media and really blasting a lot of this that you're going through right now, but you feeling the transition, you feeling the changes, which is going on inside of yourself, right? So the cards that's talking about your story begins off with the Strength card, the Two of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. This is the resistance. You yourself contain the resistance that's inside of yourself. Now, the thing is, I can't really say it's a bad thing or a good thing, because the way that your resistance is coming from is you is not trying to, your energy is coming from this lesson and blessings, right? Which is more or less like you is trying to refuse to repeat history. You're trying to not. You're trying to break a generational curse, whether you focus on it, a karmatic curse. I don't know the real word that really suits for you to understand, but it's a situation that you already happened and you experienced it in another life type of episode, right? In this lifetime, your commitment of it is what's being tested. Your loyalty to the situation is what's being tested. And so the resistance that you have currently inside of yourself is the resistance of you trying to keep your promise that's in your subconscious mind. And as far as you in the conscious state of it, it's just you. It's just more of you going through an unlimited debate on the direction, the path, where to go, or whether you is extra stubborn on it, because you know that this is right. Not saying that your stubbornness is necessarily right, because I'm not in your situation and I'm not that deep into it, because this is a broad reading. But what I'm trying to say is it could give you those feelings right there of making you feel this is the right, this is justifiable. I'm justifying myself. I'm cool with myself. And then, you have these moments where you go into your hobby and when you into your hobby zone, when you into your meditation zone, when you into your research zone, and what you feeling is now softening your resistance up, because you realize, or you feeling like, oh, there's similar energy to a situation. It's like you experiencing, either through that method or maybe other people are reading through social media, other people who's experiencing it. So it's kind of softening your resistance, right? In those moments of time, And in the process, when you detach from the knowledge, or not really focus on it in the sense of detachment, you then going through a stage of a battle of contradiction, on whether that's really okay. Like, I got this knowledge, but okay, cool, they went through it, but right now I need to keep this in my reality and what I need to do for myself. So that's kind of like more or less how yours is feeling. I'm not sure if it's close to Pisces. I can't remember the message I had in Pisces, to be frankly honest. I do remember that card coming out, and I do know they did not have a shadow card though, but they did have the face value card, and the message could be similar, so you might want to check it out, okay? I just honestly cannot remember what I said at that in a Pisces message. I could remember this card though. So what you have in the shadow of it all is all must have a prize, right? And before I start explaining, I want to get the tarot cards come out. So you have the moon card that showed up in this story plot of the shadow dynamic. You have the page of pentacles that's back again, right? You have the Empress that's here, and you have the Nine of Swords. It's almost like me jumping over the gun, meaning in all must have prizes, that inserting that data information, that comfortability zone, and that, that arena of common sense is all about that prize zone. It's that common sense that make things seem, but also that common sense is also what's tapping at your barrier of resistance in this situation. Is really trying to help you out on whether you really is keeping your word or not keeping your word. Only you could determine that at this point in time, on whether you're keeping your word or not keeping your word. But you're at the cusp of it. You're at the cusp of, okay, and it's going to be a judgment factor of it. Okay, with this Nine of Swords right here and this Empress is like the judgment of this situation. The decision on whether you kept your word is on the horizon, is coming. So you're going to feel this energy, and then once it go and you feel comfortable, like that moment that you get where you're like, okay, I ain't even stressing out over this, it's going to let you know at that point in time. And at that point in time, when you become conscious, that you realize that you is no longer stressing over that feeling is no longer there, it's no longer contingent, it's no longer that resistance that's there. That's kind of like the feeling that it has passed its situation. The report card then came out. The next phase is about to begin. It's going to be a whole rollover into the situation at that point in time. So it's not the fact resistance might not come up again. It's just the fact that the resistance might not be the same way, and it could be the same way depending on how this resonates for you and what kind of actions that you can take. And it's really hard for me to give you any advice on this situation per se. I think as far as me translating this message right here, this is just more or less a warning or notification. Could be a confirmation depending on how you feeling, but it's not going to be a 100% total confirmation, because unless you have that gift and that intuition to understand in your past what that situation is. So it's not a 100% full confirmation, because the confirmation got to come from this karmatic situation that's into your lifeline. It's a script that's inside of your lifeline that needed to play a role in this current lifetime for whatever reason and purpose. So it really just depends on your conscious awareness of this situation right here, which I'm not that deep into it because I'm not specifically talking to somebody. I'm just talking broadly inside of the energetic field and feeling the messages. So that's the only way I know how to relate it. It's not really a crossroad at all of it. It's just, it's a test more than a crossroad. I know I did talk about a test with somebody reading. Not sure, it could be Pisces. I'm not sure. But I did talk about somebody having a test in their reading. And I mean, yours is and it's not. I mean, it's just, it's a elevation. It's a level up. It's a continuation. It's just a situation. It doesn't, I mean, the way that it's perceiving to me, and once again, I don't know if it's perceiving and coming to me because it's not direct, it's indirect, so I'm getting indirect messages, right? It's not feeling like, it just feels like a progress report, really. You know, a type of test. It's a progress report on where you at in this situation. And it's more equated to who you are. It's really equated to who you are. I mean, this is somebody who does love history. You love education to a sense. You love acquiring knowledge. It's really to somebody who really loves acquiring knowledge. And you have this king aspect of it. And you have certain subjects that mean something more to you than other things. And it's linked into your knowledge bank. It's linked into your addiction of knowledge more than anything. And that's what's bringing it about. It's almost like you being the guiding person in your situation, and you attracted this to you because of who you are. I mean, so it's more or less like a progress report of how you stacking it up, how you maintaining, how this is benefiting you. Okay, they help you, your spirit guides, your home planet help you come here and strive and give you this keen taste for knowledge and everything like that. And now they want to know how conscious you are on where you've been at and where you are at. Is more like that on a progress type of report in the situation. So, like I said, I really don't know no advice to really give on this situation. This advice I have to be really personal. So it's just really a public message. Like, yeah, you're going through a progress report. This is your act. Whatever you doing, you self-manifesting it. Whether you manifesting it because you want to manifest it, or whether you manifesting it just because it's meant to be manifesting to your storyline as you journey through this time and age right now at this point in time. So, like I said, the resistance you feeling, I don't know how much longer it's going to last. This message could help it, depending on, once again, how conscious you are and how aware and how it resonates for you. If it's not resonating, I mean, don't try to force it. If it resonates later, then it's a reason why it's resonating later. But once again, you probably did something to trigger the message to resonate. And it might deal with you acquiring the knowledge, or the knowledge could be as simple, as small and more small and complex as you met somebody who's very interesting, who came and took interest in something that you're doing, and that one person was actually the key point that could be that trigger. So whatever the triggers are that led, like this can be, the message can be the beginning, but it don't mean that it fully triggered. It can be something else that brings it more to your forefront of consciousness that triggers it. So if that happens, so be it. Because March is got I think at least 30 days or 31, I forgot, days up in here. So we just fresh into it. You know, so yeah, that's all that I have right now for you, Leo. Hope this help you out. Until next time, all right.